Hi, everybody. I am Amy, your hidden consumers expert. And today I'm going to talk to you about design elements that block traffic from getting to your website. So, the last couple of weeks, we talked about website copy and some really basic things to draw people into your website and how you can word your content, create that copy that actually also helps search engines drive people to your website. However, design is an element of your website that if not done properly, it will kill everything. So design needs to be a strategy. And when you think about pop-ups and animation and everything else you can throw at your website, if you just throw it on and try and do it all without thinking about why you'd want to put something in a specific place, all you're doing is stopping traffic from actually getting onto your website. So the more design elements you have, the more pop-ups you have. If you don't have your pop-up timed properly, people can't get on it. Your load time, especially on a mobile device, is so slow that people will just walk away. So if you're getting like an average of 3 seconds or less on your homepage, one of the number one reasons for that is nobody can load your homepage to get on, and those who can aren't staying too that long. So I've got a I wouldn't say I have like the latest generation phone, but I can get on most websites with it, right? But if there's a website that takes 5 seconds to load and I wait 5 seconds, I'll just kind of be like, okay, well, I had to wait this long. I'm not gonna waste my time going through the website. Like, whatever. I'm gonna walk away and find another company to shop from. So it can be really key to people when they think about timing and your website. Does this mean you shouldn't use it at all? No. I mean, at my core, I would say yes, never use any animation, but it's not possible. I understand people like design flair. I get it. So let's be strategic about how we do things. So let's talk primarily about animation and then let's talk about pop-ups because those are the two biggest factors I find that impact a person's website. Now, animation. You want to really make the animation be a strategy as to what do you want people to see. If people are loading your home screen and they're trying to see, like, read the writing and see what's going on, that is not the place for animation. Do not animate your banner image. Don't anything above the top half of your website, above the fold. Don't animate. It's going to slow you down, and people are looking for that information to be static. And if it starts moving and bouncing, you're going to throw people into like, oh, I don't want that. Like some people will shut down. If you have too much animation, it's going to make people sick. So that's the other side. And I've actually, I don't get sick easily from looking at websites because this is what I do. But I've been on a few websites where there was so much animation, I literally had to back away because I couldn't handle it. And that was on a desktop. It wasn't even going on my phone. So be really strategic. So a great example is a current client of mine is a public relations and marketing company for restaurants and kitchen products out of New York City. What we did for them is we animated their photography. That was bottom half of their web homepage. But when you animate the photography, as your cursor goes over, that image starts to come out. You can see there's client information behind it. That's going to draw you in. You're like, oh, it's not just an image. What's this? Right? The strategy. Why is that key? Because the whole point of having people on your website is to keep them there. You want them engaged. If they can't get on your site, they're not going to engage. If everything is moving, they're not going to engage, right? You've got to be really specific. How are you going to draw that attention in and get people to engage on your website? Once people are engaging, you've now increased your chances of a conversion, right? So all of this at the end of what we're trying to do and strategize is because at the end of the day, we're bringing in that ideal client who wants to work with you. They just don't know it yet. We want them to engage on the website to learn more about you so they can think about what their needs are, what they're looking for, and how you blend in with what they need so that they're more likely to book an appointment, buy your product, and do what they need to do to move forward and get their next steps done. But we can't do that if we're blocking your people by having so much animation on your page. Now, the other side of all this animation and talk is pop-ups. Pop-ups, I know, are huge. Everyone's like, oh, pop up this, pop up there. You should have a pop-up. Like, no, 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 no. Back off on the pop-ups, please. I am begging you. Again, if you have a pop-up on your homepage and you are a small business owner, you do not have the website infrastructure to do a pop-up on your homepage. There are even corporate websites I can't get on because of their stupid pop-ups. Pop-ups, again, need to be a strategy. So if someone is coming to your site, they don't know who you are, they're looking to learn more about you, do you think within the first 3 seconds, if they can get on your website, they want to pop up asking for a newsletter sign up? No, because they don't know enough about you. Why would they sign up for your newsletter? And I know they work great. I've seen the data. That's wonderful. But could they do better if we put the pop-ups in a strategic area? If you have a client that's come to your website, they've gone through your homepage, and they moved on to a service, that's where the pop-up should be. Sign up for information. Here's my top 3 tricks for this service. Or schedule your appointment or newsletter sign up. I actually recommend newsletter signups in the footer, honestly, because then it stays on every page. It's consistent and people will see it. But when it comes to like pop-ups, I don't recommend pop-ups on the homepage. It blocks too many people from being able to see who and how wonderful of a job you do, that it's not worth limiting who can see your website for a single pop-up. So make sure, again, you have a strategy behind what your pop-up is about. You're asking for something specific. It's a very specific call to action, but it makes sense where it's located on your homepage as well. So that is really where I'm going. I want to talk more, but it's going to be for next week. So next week, what we're going to talk about is we're going to take this design, and we've done the design, we've got the content, but now we're going to go back and maybe refine that content a little bit more. In this week's blog, I'm going to give you a second here. I talk about the design elements, but I also talk about the top 3 questions your ideal client is asking themselves when they come to your website. People don't just randomly go to a website if they're looking for someone in your business type, right? They're trying to answer some very key questions, and your homepage needs to touch on those questions. You don't need to answer fully, but it needs to touch on those 3 questions in order to get people to engage and learn more. So next week, we're going to talk about what those questions are and what it is you need to do and how you create all of this and put it on one nice big package with a bow on it to help increase your conversion so that you can increase the amount of people who want to work with you. And then you can say, my website brought in free leads, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. Organically. There's no ads involved here. This is just the basic setup in order to get you generate more leads while you're still working and helping your other clients. Now, if you want to learn more about me and what I do, you can visit my website, hiddenconsumersconsulting.com. My website is in process of making some changes. I've got some new pages that will be launching in the next few weeks, waiting for my brand photography images to come through. And once that does, I'm going to be putting in place a brand new strategy on how my page and website are set up. So if you're looking for more information on me, just keep an eye out. Things will be changing a little bit more. I'm adding some really cool pages that I'm excited about. It shows another adventure that's coming down my road. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out. You can DM me through LinkedIn, Facebook. You can message me through my website. I should double check those forms. I think they're broken. I've got some work to do on my website. So let me know if there's anything I can do to help you or if you have questions. And as always, have a great rest of your day and may your website bring you in the leads you need for your next level of